Alright, so what's going on, guys? As you know, Berserk 368 is coming out on August 12th. Well, as always happens with every release, some images got leaked once again. Now, I was able to find 4 images online of Berserk 368, so as always, if you don't want to be spoiled, if you don't want to see these images ahead of time, please click off of this video right now. But if you do want to be spoiled, if you want to see what's going to happen next in this epic, let's get right into it. And this first image is just absolutely gut-wrenching, no pun intended. When I first saw this image, I didn't even know what to think. Like, I was just overwhelmed with sadness and empathy for Guts. I mean, just look at his face. Look at how Casca is being torn away from him once again, and he can do nothing about it, and he just looks like he's in absolute agony here. He just looks helpless, like he's done everything he can. We know in the previous chapter, 367, he was trying to swing through Griffith. Nothing was working. Even though he cut a strand of his hair, he could do nothing to harm Griffith. And now Griffith is just going to take Casca away from him forever, presumably. I mean, this might be the last time he gets to see her, and it is just tearing him apart inside. And I don't know what's going to happen with Guts. I don't know if he's going to go berserk here. I don't know if he's just going to go through like a mental breakdown and never be the same again. It's just so heart-wrenching. Like, he went through all that trouble of saving Casca at the Tower of Conviction, trying to get her to Elfhelm, fighting all these monsters along the way, and he finally restores her memories thanks to Danen, Shirka, and Farnese. And now, right when she's back to herself again, and it seems like she's making strides to being, you know, the normal Casca, and maybe she'll be able to talk to him and see him again, it's all for naught. Griffith's just gonna take her away, and now who knows what's gonna happen to her. And now he's gotta fight untold number of creatures to get to her. I mean, it's just so powerful, and it's so emotionally damaging to him, and it hurts you as the reader, because it's like, we waited so long to see her back to her normal self, and to just see her torn away like this is just, there's just no words for it. Next up, we got an image of one of Roderick's crew members. Now, we see the dark specters from the last chapter, the ones that were around Griffith's feet as he was holding Casca. Now, the specters are consuming this crew member, and then all of a sudden, it looks like they just steal his life force, and he's just left as a hunk of flesh that's deprived of all its blood and life force. It almost reminds me of the time of when Wyald was defeated by Zod, and all the spirits that gave him his apostle form vanished from his body, and he was just left as a hunk of entrails and decrepitness. And is that what these spirits are doing? Are they stealing the life force from the people so that Griffith can use it for himself? Who the heck knows? Is he doing this in Falconia as well? Is he gathering all the people together to use them as a final sacrifice? I believe someone in my comments actually mentioned this. I believe her name is Shandy, so shout out to her. But yeah, I mean, this is absolutely scary and frightful, and it's perplexing at the same time. And we see Roderick, he looks horrified. It kind of reminds me of the events of the Conviction arc. It's very bloody and gruesome and sadistic, so very scary stuff, guys. And then we see all the spirits rising up, attacking in unison, and it turns out that they're attacking none other than the Skull Knight himself. And he burst in, just like the way he burst into the eclipse. Absolutely epic. I kept saying in the previous chapters, where's Skull Knight? This is the perfect moment to attack Griffith. Why isn't he here? Well, he arrives, guys. He's in the action. He's ready to take down a God Hand member, and he's slashing and gashing like he always is. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what he says in this moment. In the aftermath, I feel like he's gonna have some pretty sagely advice for Guts. He's probably gonna know some inside information. He might reveal something about the past that we didn't know about. So I can't wait to see what he says. And then in the final image, we see Skull Knight next to Isidro. Isidro is shocked. He's probably wondering what he's doing here right now. In fact, he might be wondering who the Skull Knight is, because as far as I remember, I don't think Isidro had a direct confrontation with the Skull Knight up until this point. what an absolutely badass image this is right here, guys. Skull Knight looking very stoic as always, looking like a badass. My main thing that I'm wondering about, is he gonna use the Baharit sword right now? The sword of actuation? Because you would think, given the presence of Griffith and all the dark specters, this would be the perfect opportunity to do it. However, we do know with the Baharit sword, it does cut the astral realm. It cuts deep layers like it did in Quathoth. Now, if he were to do that on Elfhelm, would that absolutely destroy the island? I mean, would he be willing to do that? Because he seems to have some sort of kinship with Donan and the elves, and obviously we know that he had some sort of loving relationship with the Lady Priestess of Cherry Blossom, so I don't know if this is the moment to do it. He might be a little apprehensive, but who knows? The whole reason he exists is to take down the God Hand. So he's not going to waste a moment. So he might pull out that Baharit sword right now and just go for it. But tell me what you guys think of these 4 images. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love when we get new material for Berserk. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Watch a previous video that I produced, like the one about Sonya. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side.